Welcome to Shomach Shov on the Daf. We're holding a Menachos Daf Chovtes. The Gemara Mud Beis brings the story. The Moshe Rabeinu, he goes up to Shemayim and he sees that Kodesh Baruch Hu is Koshek Sorim Loisios, and he says, why is he doing that? He says there will be somebody in a few generations, Rabbi Akiva, who's going to be the one who's going to be darshaning these Kisrei Oisios. So Moshe Rabeinu wants to go and see and hear the shir of Rabbi Akiva. Because Baruch Hu sends him there, and he's not able to understand what Rabbi Akiva is saying. But then he saw Rabbi Akiva himself says, "Haloch l'Moshe b'Sinai v'nisyash daitoi." Now, dvarim tzrichim bi'urav. What does it mean? The Moshe Rabeinu doesn't understand what Rabbi Akiva is saying. We know that Baruch Hu showed Moshe Rabeinu kol ma shetalmid vosig osid l'chadesh. Whatever, any Torah there will be new, any new Torah that's coming to the world. So Moshe Rabeinu was revealed to him this Torah. So what does it mean there's Torah of Rabbi Akiva that Moshe Rabeinu does not understand? Does it mean Rabbi Akiva is greater than Moshe Rabeinu, who was the highest, the biggest Navi, like come Navi b'Yisrael, Moshe? So the Maharal over here in the Chidushei Haggadus, he says two nekudas that join together. The first point he says that Moshe Rabeinu sees the Torah ben Nevuah. And when he learns the Torah, he's learning the Torah itself. To be darshin the tagin of the Oisiyos is not the Torah itself, but is the asaga mitoicha asaga. Moshe Rabbeinu has the nevuah, is the Torah himself. He sees the Torah. The tagim is not part of the etzem Torah. Rabbi Akiva does not have nevuah. He is seeing the Torah through the tagim, which is the one which is what's derived from the Torah. The Maharal continues on and says more. Another pshat, but really is a continuation of the first pshat. The Moshe Rabbeinu is masik the klala Torah, the entirety of Torah. So that's what the Yisirus of Torah represent. Rabbi Akiva is darshaning details. It's a sagas protyois a yoitzi min tevois, kamo tagalois. It's something specific. Moshe Rabbeinu is a saga, is a klalus dika saga, and Rabbi Akiva is more protis, more specific. And the Maharal explains what Moshe Rabeinu wanted when he said to Kodesh Baruch Hu that he wants to have, maybe the Torah should be given to Rabbi Akiva. He says, why don't you have the same person knowing the Klolos HaTorah and the Protos HaTorah? And Kodesh Baruch Hu says, Shtoi kach ola v'machshava, that it cannot be the same person who has both. And they explain Divrei HaMaharal more. I am a Divrei HaTzodik HaKoyin, the Pritzadik, in Parsh Keteitze Ois Tezvov. When he goes there to be Marich and say, Moshe Rabeinu is the Yisoid of Torah Shebechtav. Torah Shebechtav is what's in front of you, is the Torah itself. Rabbi Akiva, based on the Arizal, is Yisoid Torah Sheba'al Peh. Torah Sheba'al Peh comes from the Adam, but it connects to Torah. Moshe Rabbeinu is bringing Torah Shebechtav. When he's bringing Torah Shebechtav to the world, there's no need for Torah Sheba'al Peh. Because we're time before the Chet, and the connection of Moshe Rabbeinu to Torah is a Torah which is Baruch, which you have the Torah itself. But the Torah Sheba'al Peh that came after the Chet HaEgel, after the Shvir Saluchos, is a Torah Sheba'al Peh that comes through the darkness, that we don't have the clarity of Torah. And then we have to go and see things that come through the darkness. And he brings an example from his Rebbe, the Ishbitzer, according to the Medrash that says that there was somebody going around, the Roichel, that was going in the Ayaros, saying, who wants Samachayim? Who wants the medicine of life? So he says, so Rav Yanai asked him, what are you selling? Tell me what it is. So he takes that Sefer Tehillim and says, Mi ha'isha chovetz chaim, netzor l'shoincho mero, sur mero v'aseh toiv. So Rav Yanai said, I always was reading this pasuk, but I did not know what it means. Now I hear the roichel, now I know what it means. So he explains the Ishbitzer, what changed? Rav Yanai did not know how to read Tehillim until the roichel came and told him how to read Tehillim. It says like this, Rav Yanai was a tzaddik. So he read the Pasuk Tehillim, but he did not feel the taste of the joy of tshuva that comes from this Pasuk, because he never did something wrong. But this Roichel was a Rachil, he was a Baal Lashon Hara. And one day he discovered the taste of tshuva. He was able to be toyim, the tam of correcting his bad deeds. That taste is something that Rav Yanai never experienced until the Roichel shared it with him. Meaning, when you're coming from the place of darkness and you have to correct something, there's a whole different dimension of Baal Tshuva, of a correction they have to go through. Moshe Rabeinu sees the Torah in clarity. He sees the Torah in the understanding, and it's supposed to be Torah Shebechtav. He doesn't need all the Torah Sheba'al Peh and the Tagim and Kisri Oisios to reach the level of Tikkun, because he's already in the Tikkun. But Rabbi Akiva, that comes as Torah Sheba'al Peh, which comes after Shviras Haluchos, he's asked to come and do the correction. How do you correct from a place of darkness? You have the Kisri Oisios. And this is what Moshe Rabeinu sees, that even Rabbi Akiva, who's going to Kisri Oisios, but it all goes back to Halach Moshe B'Sinai. Meaning he's not doing something new. He's just coming to reach back where Moshe Rabeinu is already there. And this is what seems to be what the Maharal is saying. The Maharal is telling us that Moshe Rabeinu is the Nevuah, the clarity of Torah. Moshe Rabeinu sees the Klolius, the entire Torah. Rabbi Akiva is the one who is coming not from a place of darkness, from a place of pratim, and he needs to come and reach the Or Gadol, so that's why he has to go through a different path. So putting together the Maharal and Rabbi Tzadok, we come to understanding that's what it means. The Moshe Rabeinu did not understand what Rabbi Akiva is saying. Not because Rabbi Akiva is greater than Moshe. Because Moshe in his high level of clarity and oil, these small details of someone who's coming from a place of darkness was something which he does not need. Mashal Ma'adover Doime, a person who has sight, he has his eyes, he sees the room, Beklolius, everything is clear in his eyes. But there's somebody else who cannot see so well, and he has to use a flashlight. So he may be able to see some details, some small details, that he appreciates them more than the guy who sees the entire room. But it doesn't mean that his vision is greater than the one who sees everything Beklolius. Taragal Moshe Rabeinu is the one who does not need all the details Rabbi Akiva is coming to dashen. Anyone who wants to join or sponsor the Shor Machshava Shiurim, please email shormachshava@gmail.com.